There have been some allegations this week about the way the club has behaved in relation to financial fair play and the rules. Do you think that in any way undermines what you and your players have achieved on the field and what you're continuing to try to achieve on the field?
Well, I think about that issue, the club making a statement the last Friday about what happened about the stolen mails. So what I can say personally and the club, of course I trust a lot with the club, what they have done. And of course we want to follow the rules, what the UEFA or the FIFA or all the statements in the Premier League, they do what we have to do. So a part of that, believe me, I'm completely honest. So I don't know what happened because I'm a manager, I am focused what happened on the pitch, in the locker room, on off the pitch, but about the business, about they handle this kind of situation, I'm completely out of that. But I am part of the club, I'm supportive absolutely the club, and we want to do what really we have to do in terms of the rules. About undermine what we have done or not, so the opinions is free in that terms, and we know what we win, we'll be good accept, we will lose, we are not going with accept about because we are not able to win. So at the end, focus what you have to do on the pitch is only we can do.
I understand that you are absolutely no part of the process and the things that are being talked about, but equally, some people may now look at you even when you win and say, well, you're only winning because the club has been spending money on players that it shouldn't have been spending.
I think that's said for the last decade. So the people is saying about that club in the last decade just win because we have money. I don't think because we think good things. So,
but there is a difference.
That is the issue. Always stay here because they pass to stay in one level and to achieve another level. You need a lot of time, and of course money, but a lot of time. When you invest more, then this gap, the time reduced. To achieve that gap. And that's normal. When I was in Catalonia, in Barcelona, and after in Germany, always I hear and listen to the boys that Manchester City has a lot just money, and we have to live with that. I am inside now from the last 3 years, and I would say, of course, like many clubs around the world, they're out of money, but they are incredible club, and incredible people working here, and how professional they are in all the statements, not just in our departments, also here in this building with the marketing departments, on many other departments. It's an incredible professional club. They try to do the good things in the right way.
But there is
only I can say.
A difference between last one. There is a difference between spending a lot of money and spending money that maybe you shouldn't have been spending because of the rules.
You said that maybe.
Well, that's what some people will now look at your team and say. How do you feel about that?
To accept it. When the people say it, you win because just we have money, it's okay. What I would say, it's okay, I'll accept it. We believe we work a lot. Not just the manager, in that case it's me, so our staff, and especially the players. So always I said many times, we cannot achieve what we achieve the big clubs in Europe, not just in all the world in the big leagues, is because they have to spend. And spend why? Because we need good players. All the ideas that we have, without good players, we cannot do that. So I said many times here in the press conference. So the first is because we have that opportunity, that after that, if the people say just about that, we have to accept it. But my point of view is completely wrong. So because we work a lot, and we work a lot in a good way, and that's why I always defend, especially my players, what they do.
And this week there's been some suggestions regarding the Champions League and maybe punishments for City. As someone who loves the Champions League as much as you do and thinks it's so important, what would it mean to you if City were to be banned?
We will not be banned.
You won't be banned?
No. This is what I think. Because I trust with my chairman, with my CEO, what they explain to me, I trust them. If it's happened, because UEFA decide that, we will accept it and move forward.
UEFA have opened an investigation after the allegations of breaking FFP. I wonder what you might have to say about that.
I think the club made a statement yesterday, so I could not add more than that. So, club is open, so hopefully can finish as soon as possible, and UEFA can decide what he sees. I trust. I said last season. I trust a lot what the club has done because I know them. But hopefully they can solve it as soon as possible and stop for this environment.
Pep, Simon Stone, BBC. You've achieved so much here. Are you concerned at all that your legacy at this football club will be tainted by the allegations and whatever UEFA decide to do?
No, absolutely not.
So you're quite happy about where the club is and where you are?
Yeah, definitely.
Hi Pepper, Jerry Jackson here from The Guardian. Just on this UEFA investigation, have you got any idea of the timescale when it will be over by, if you want it cleared up?
I would like as soon as possible. Tomorrow better than the day after tomorrow.
But they haven't given...
Would be my dream, but I don't know.
So they haven't given you any indication?
No.
Have you spoken to the hierarchy here at the club regarding the allegations made regarding FFP? Have you spoken to them, and are you satisfied with what they've told you?
Yeah, they know it, how people press, push to find something wrong. But what I said, I work with them, I know them for a long, long time. I work with them for a long, long time, not just here, and I trust a lot of what they have done. After that, we'll see. When I wish is clarify as quick as possible. Hopefully UEFA can come as soon as possible and see what we have done, and it's not good, and we have to be okay. We will accept it, and if everything is right, okay. At the end, it's going to finish, and keep going, move forward.
And regardless, it doesn't affect your position. Regardless, when you say it's clarified, regardless of what that clarification
in my position,
is, yeah.
My position depends if I lose games, and after that, my position can be in trouble. But if we win all the managers, we are safe. Only what I can do is. I'm not involved. I'm not involved with what happened in the locker room, on and off the pitch, in my players, with my team. That is, and after that, I'm part of the club, and like I know them, I sustain them 100%.
Jack Gorn for the Mail. Do you just talking about the kind of what people from outside the club are saying about the practices of Manchester City? Do you think, from your point of view, that City are getting picked on by people? There's like an agenda against the club.
I don't know. Ask to the people to push us. So I don't know.
From your point of view as a manager, how worried are you about the prospect of a Champions League ban for you? Because obviously it's the biggest competition in the world, and every manager wants to.
Club making a statement yesterday was clarified. He was in the perfect. They have done absolutely following the rules, and after that, I cannot say anything else. So I don't know. So tomorrow have a game, and we're going to play a lot of games, and what's going to happen is going to happen.
UEFA yesterday completed its investigations into the allegations that the club has broken financial fair play rules to get itself into this position. Does that in any way undermine any of the success that you're having on the field?
Well, I said many times, so I trust with the club, with the people. So I know we won the Premier League, and the last 2 or 3 days just talk about that. So we are innocent until proven. I'm sorry. So I said many times, we did something wrong, and UEFA decide we did something wrong, okay, we'll be banned, or we'll be punished, or whatever they decide, but we are innocent right now. So I know the people are waiting for be guilty, but until now, until proven, all the human beings, sometimes it's difficult to understand it, because all around the world doesn't happen quite often, but the people is innocent until, until be proven. So, but that is what it is. We accept it, but I spoke with the chairman, I spoke with the CEOs, and I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what they did, and I trust a lot of them. So, that's all.
UEFA has the power to impose a 1-year Champions League ban.
I said what I said. So after what happened, I'm not going to answer any questions more about that, because in the past I answered my opinion. Now my opinion, I think it's completely clear, because everything is suggesting what would happen. So I don't know. We are innocent today. So we'll see in the future.
But you're happy you'll accept any punishment that UEFA do deem fit?
I said what I said, so we are innocent, so I don't know what's going to happen about the UEFA. The UEFA are working with the lawyers from from Man City. Man City is open to expose all the papers, all the documents, all what they have done, and after that, so I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what happened there in the, behind the scenes, in the fact of the meetings they have with the lawyers on both sides. So what happened is going to happen. But we are innocent right now today.
Pep, congratulations on the achievement of the treble. While you aren't responsible or would know about the finances and how things are actually run at the club, some will look at this achievement and have questioned whether it's diminished in some way. What is your message to those people who say that because of the way City have spent to build the squad, the spending is under investigation? What's your message to those who question how much this achievement should be celebrated as a treble?
Well, I said yesterday in the press conference, so we are not guilty under, they proven. So I know they waiting for. When I say this club make a step forward for the big investment for Sheikh Mansour, definitely. You can do that without the top players? No way. That money helps to buy incredible players you have? Yes. After that, we will wait. So if we are punished, we will accept it. But I listen my chairman, I listen my CEO. They gave me the arguments, the why they are under investigated, and I trust them. And when they tell me we were fair, we did it absolutely following the rules, I'm sorry, I believe them. If the opponents and contenders believe that is just the money that's up, it's okay. There will be a problem. So
yeah, there's one big question the club haven't answered, which unfortunately is the environment you are celebrating. But Roberto Mancini was discovered to have had separate payments from Abu Dhabi while he was manager. Have you ever had separate payments from Abu Dhabi while City manager?
Do you know the question as you asking to me? Do you know the question asking me if I receive money for another situation right now today? Honestly, do you think I deserve to make this kind of question and happen, Roberto? I don't know. The day won the travel about I've received money for other situations.
Okay, we're running an embargo now, please, for Mondays.
Pep, just heard you speaking very passionately on the television about your future at this football club and the position you find yourself in. Could you just explain from your perspective your feelings over the last few days and how you feel about this going forward?
Well, it's happened what's happened, so it's not finished, it's not over. So, as you know, today the CEO, Ferran Soriano, made a statement and the club is going to appeal. I spoke a little bit about the situation. I am confident that at the end, if we deserve for what we have done on the pitch next season, play in Europe. I have confidence in the club 100%. I said before, I said right now, and I'm pretty sure we are going to defend our position. So when someone believes he's right, he has to fight until the end, and no matter what. And that is, I think, the club is going to do. And as a manager of these players, what we can do the last 3 months before the end of the season is we arrive in a deal to fight everyone for the club, because there is an incredible thing to fight for our people who support this club until the end, and we're going to do it. So life, sometimes situations happen. It's just how you approach it, how you face it, and I think as a club, as a team, we're going to do it.
If you can't get this overturned, if you can't get this overturned and you have to go 2 years, possibly 1 year, no Champions League, how damaging is that for a club with City's ambitions?
Well, of course, it will not be easy, but nobody said that. So still, it's a sensitive issue to talk about the legal action, because I don't know it. I'm not professional in that. I'm not a lawyer. What we can do is win the games. So we have to wait, and after, when the sentence is okay, and after we are going to talk about the situations. But I spoke with the club, with my chairman and my CEO, and I follow him. So I believe in them. And we're going to do it.
How has the mood in the first team squad been since the announcement?
I think the way we played showed that we are there. So our game is always there. We play incredibly well against United, even lose. We play more than well against Tottenham and we lose. So today was quite similar. We score 2 goals, we concede few. We create, again, clear chances. And I'm satisfied for many reasons, how aggressive we are, the transitions and the way we defend in the box. And after winter break, after 12 days, after what happened the last days, always how he's going to react. But the team is incredible. So the team is really good. So in terms of the bad moments, always our bad games or our bad results, always our performance are good. So and that is make me so happy.
The club has said that it has irrefutable evidence that the allegations are wrong. Have you at any stage asked to know what that evidence is, or is your trust?
No, I'm not going. It's so sensitive legal. I think I'm not the right person to talk about that. So I cannot talk about. I know a little bit the reason why, but I cannot touch more. I'm sorry. So I'm not a lawyer. So always I can say I support the club 100%, and I'm going to be there. Sorry.
You don't ask to see that evidence, or do you trust the directors?
I trust what they told me. So and that is what I can say. So, but there are 2 sides. One accused the club, and the club say that is not true. And the justice give us as a club. So another opportunity to appeal, to defend our position, and that is going to do.
Okay, guys, we've now taken 3-4 questions on this subject. So, if there are any more football questions for the game tonight, we'll take those. But
Pep, just on the FFP situation.
Simon, no, just let me finish. Pep has spoken about FFP on Wednesday night. We've made a statement. We're in a position now where there's nothing for us to add. Genuinely, we'll take football questions from now. Thank you.
But the manager of Manchester City has a view on whether he's bothered about.
Has given his view, and we are now in a position where we'll take football questions. Simon, thank you.
Well, it is a football question. Is he concerned that however well your team plays, however many goals you score, however many matches you win, that people will say, yeah, but look what they've done?
I cannot change what the people think. I know how hard we work, and I'm so proud what we have done these years all together. So I have a different opinion. All what we want these seasons, nobody help us outside. So we did it for our incredible job, day by day, game by game, and nothing is going to change. But the other opinion changed, so we cannot change it. But I repeat the same. So this is not finished. It's not over. We appeal as a club, and we will see what happens at the end.
Over the last 12 years, since the investment came in to Man City, there's been times where the club has been questioned, where you've called it the way old money questions new money. Newcastle are obviously a club that's just been taken over. As they develop and get more successful as a club, is that something that they are going to have to deal with the same as Manchester City have had to deal with it?
I think the intention is like this. So without Abu Dhabi Sheikh Mansour and these incredible facilities and the CEO to get resources about the sponsors and everything, we are where we are. We are where we are. And I think, I didn't speak with the owners from Newcastle, not even for the whole, but I think it's going to try to do it, yeah. If they're going to do it or not, I don't know. Nobody knows it.
But I mean, you've always stood up and defended City as a club. You've always been passionate about that. Sometimes does it get tiresome that you do have to defend the club and what's happened here?
I'm the spokesman in this club. Every 3 days I'm here. Listen, every single word I said in all my press conference, even people don't believe me. Every word I said is because truly believe it. And when I defend the club and the people, it's because I work with them. And when I'm suspicious or the people accuse something, I ask to them, tell me about that. And when I said this was like this, like that, and like that, okay, I believe them. Because I said to them, if you lie to me, the day after I'm here, I will be out and you will not be my friend anymore. So I put your face because I believe you completely 100% from the day one. And I defend the club because it's that. Because when we put some, here and there, we do it's overpaid. But because the money but the money comes from states or in other places that the money is correct. Even it's higher, but it's correct. We have to deal with that. We have to fight for that. We have to handle with that. As much they are fair and do it with the best for the people, for our especially fans. Like again, I don't know. We can have better away fans that we have in all the Premier League. That when the guys who traveled to Madrid, thank you so much because we felt it how they support us in this scenario. As much they do with the mistakes, doing properly good or wrong, it doesn't matter. That is not the point. So always I'm a big fan, support this organization, no doubt.
Could I just ask one more question on that? I mean, obviously, Cass exonerated City. If the decision had gone the other way, you were ready to leave, were you?
Listen, what the Cass said, what I said, means a lot to all of us. Because at the end break, I don't know if break, but at the end break, all the suspicion, I cannot forget, it was nine teams in the Premier League want to sack the Manchester City for the league, for the European competitions. They push these nine teams, and I know here who they are. I know. So I like when the Cats go there in that moment and said they did it properly. Of course, it would be a big contradiction for me because maybe I would still believe in the guys who tell me what they have done. It was a situation 2012 or 13. So I was in Barcelona in that time, I think so, or still there. So in most of the people now we are running that were not here. So, but of course I would not love it. I would not like it because at the end, what I like the most is represent a club, like do the things properly well. It's not about winning the Champions League or winning the Premier Leagues or winning the Premier Leagues. We want to do it well for especially because for the rest it's not going to happen. Our people, our fans, that they was. I remember some comments that 20 or 30 years ago they were playing to not be relegated in 3rd division and 4th division here in England, and 20 years later we are playing in semi-final of the Champions League. And we have to do the things that our people sense. Okay, and I had the feeling they are proud. The reaction of our fans and we're in Madrid, they are okay, and this is the biggest compliment that we can have.
One team that did spend big in the transfer window again was Chelsea, one of your rivals traditionally in the top 4 and the top 6. What did you make of their approach and what they did?
No, it's not my business.
How does it affect the dynamic in the Premier League when a club spends so much? I mean, we're talking more than 500 million in the last 2 windows.
No, it's not my business. It's a surprise because it's not a club estate. And what I'm concerned is the fact that we won 11 titles in the last 5 years, being the 5 or 6 team spend net in the Premier League. So this is all I'm concerned what we have done so far in this time.
Pep, if City had spent 550 million or so in 2 windows, what do you think the reaction from the football public would have been?
I know.
But
I know what will happen.
Do you think you'd have got a lot of criticism?
It happened in the last 5-6 years.
But I mean, you've never spent close to anything like that though in 2 transfer windows.
What I said, so being right now the 5th or 6th Premier League team in the spend net, in the last we won 11 trophies. That is the 4 Premier Leagues in the last 5 years. That is what really counts to us. You know that, but what Chelsea has done, what the other club has done. It's not my business. Business, I know exactly what we are working and try to do our best. And of course, we need the good players like Chelsea believes and Arsenal believes and Liverpool and United believes that without the good players you cannot compete, not just here in Premier League in Europe, and you have to spend. Now the market is, wow, it's a lot, but it's what Chelsea has decided to do is not my business, honestly. I never involve in the opinions in other clubs because there are regulation and rules that they have to do it. We were accused. I not forget that 8 and 9 teams in the Premier League sent a letter to the Premier League, another one to be banned, to be out of the Premier League. So that happened to us when the other 5th team spent net in the last 5 years, when we start to win titles. So this is a reality.
So you think there's criticism in one rule for City, and then other teams behaving in another way?
Where we come from, for sure, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Does it bother you?
No, it's not the first time. It's 6 years, 7 years. And the best way is focus what you have to do on the pitch and try to beat Tottenham and our CEOs and our chairmen and our sport directors and all the people involved try to do, the best decisions, knowing that we make bad decisions. In this football, there is not a position like you are, completely right. So we try to do our best.